It's okay to feel how you feel. Your feelings, they're not too much, they're not wrong, and they matter. Hi friends, it's Timmy here, and today I want to talk about feelings. I was having a conversation with one of my really close friends the other day, and she was basically telling me how she was seeing this guy for around 6 months, and they're kind of like a casual relationship, like what we call nowadays a situationship. So they are not defined, and she doesn't really know how to handle this. And she told me that, Timmy, I think I'm catching feelings for this guy, and I absolutely hate myself for feeling like that. I'm so embarrassed. Like, how can I like him? That's when I really was like, why would you ever say that to yourself? Why would you hate yourself for having these feelings? She goes, I feel embarrassed that I have the potential of being rejected because I don't know how he feels. And my feelings are so overwhelming, and I don't want to feel like this way. I don't want to feel like I'm the one that's on the lower side of this playing field. And that really hit me, because I think growing up, we've always have been taught to be stronger. You can't cry, you gotta get over it. Tears and crying are associated with weakness. Like, for girls, is you have to become independent women. You cannot show your weakness. And then for the guys, it's like you gotta be strong and be tough because you're gonna need to support a family. That we have stopped normalizing the fact that we all have feelings, and having feelings is a very normal thing. And today, I want to normalize and be loud and clear with you that having feelings is allowed. It is an absolutely normal thing to feel, and you are allowed to express your feelings because they are all valid. Having emotion is healthy. It's human, and it means that you care. You're supposed to feel sad when someone you care passes away, and you're supposed to feel heartbroken when you go through a tough breakup. These are all very normal feelings to have. And let me assure you that you are not the one that's going through all of this. I know in the moment you would feel so alone, and you maybe even feel a little helpless to think, why do I have to feel all of these heavy emotions? Why do I have to go through all this? But truth be told, we all actually are in this journey together. And when you ignore your feelings, they do not go away, but they pile up. It could lead into having depression or anxiety, and maybe even addiction, because we've never learned how to acknowledge our own feelings. I will give you an example of an old me, where I used to be terrified to even be honest with myself of how I feel about other people. I could be having a huge crush on someone, and I would even try to lie to myself to be, no, I don't like him. I'm too cool for that. It's almost like me have associated liking someone as being weak or being more vulnerable, because now they have something against me that they can hurt me with. And ultimately, where it has led me to is it has restrained myself from living my life to the fullest, because I was so terrified of what other people might judge me based on these feelings I had. When I go to therapy, I remember one of my first session, one of the questions I asked was, what's wrong with me, to my therapist? Because I was thinking, why am I the way I am? Why can't I express my feelings? And that's when my therapist said, and I basically cried after she told me. But she looked me in my eyes and she goes, Timmy, I just want to first tell you that there's nothing wrong with you. And I want to say that message to you that there's nothing wrong with you. Feelings, we shouldn't be ashamed of having them. They are the things that makes us feel we're alive. And using the old example of me feeling I'm restrained from living myself to the fullest because I'm scared of some strangers judging me. Now I think back, I feel kind of sad for myself that I had these ideas solely based on these invisible strangers that I was scared they might judge me. So what if you get rejected? It could simply mean that what you have to offer at the moment isn't what the other person's looking for. That does not mean you're less of a human. That took me a while to learn. But once I started looking at relationships through that lens, it has brought me a lot more peace. To at least I've stopped thinking if a date doesn't work out, I don't go, wow, what did I do wrong? There's something wrong with me. I have to change. How can they not like me? To, you know what? Maybe the timing isn't right. I'm just not what they're looking for, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. So I hope you can also have the courage to be a bit more honest with yourself and to say, even if you get rejected, so what? I would admire you for having the courage to acknowledge your feelings because that's not common nowadays. And the fact that you went into something and be like, you know what? I'm gonna feel how I want to feel to the fullest because I want to live my life to the fullest. That's very respectful and I give you props for that. To set the record straight, I want to be clear is that we allow and welcome all emotions, but not all behaviors. So if we talk about emotions, I want us to have the courage to embrace your emotions a little bit more. I don't know about you, but sometimes I just need a good cry. And I would go find a really sad movie and I would just cry for a little. There's nothing wrong with tears. There's nothing wrong with crying. They do not associate with weak or that you need to feel ashamed that you need a good cry. I've asked ChatGPT and it has told me that there's both emotional and physical benefits from a good cry. On the other hand, some of my deepest, I would say, friendship that I've built are through some of these weakness moments where we both showed vulnerabilities, and that's how a genuine connection was formed. So I would strongly encourage you to try to feel how you feel a little bit more and to know that all your feelings are valid. So if no one's ever told you this, I'm telling you now, it's okay to feel how you feel. Your feelings, they're not too much, they're not wrong, and they matter. If any of this resonated with you, you are not alone. That's all from me. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you in the next video.